Cone.
Cone.
Egg.
Egg.
Zeg.
Zeg.
Koenigsegg. One more time. Cone.
Cone.
Egg.
Scrambled.
Nope. Zeg.
Isn't that how British people say the letter Z?
No, they say Zed.
Isn't that Buzz Lightyear's father?
No, that's Zerg.
Come on, spoiler alert.
Alright, the movie's been out for like 10 years.
Someone's got to stop that evil Emperor Zurg.
Safe to say this one's gotten out of hand. Hello friends, I'm Josh, this is Josh Build Stuff, and today we're taking a trip to the lovely country of Sweden where we explore their hypercar prowess, because today we are talking about the all-new LEGO Speed Champions Koenigsegg Jesko. This set is as hard to pronounce as it is beautiful. It just came out at the beginning of June in 2021. It contains 280 pieces and only costs 20 bucks here in the US, which in my opinion is a perfectly priced Speed Champions set, at least in the US and at least for these sets which contain a single vehicle. Sweden is very good at producing two things, obviously hypercars for one, because Koenigseggs are beautiful cars. Also, IKEA shelving units. Any LEGO fan knows that IKEA shelves are the perfect accompaniment to your LEGO collection. Also, beautiful people. Swedish people, people from the country of Sweden, those are some beautiful people. So let's say that Sweden produces at least three things very well. Probably also multiple other things. It seems like a lovely country I would love to visit someday. Let me know if you in fact are from Sweden and would like to invite this ignorant, clueless LEGO YouTuber into your home for a visit to your beautiful country. I will of course talk more about the details of this lovely new Speed Champions set while simultaneously trying not to offend the country nor the people of Sweden. We'll do all of that right after we build this set. The build for this set was a doozy of a beauty of a Speed Champions build. There's not actually a whole lot to say about builds between a lot of different Speed Champions sets. Most of them are largely similar. They are cars built on top of the same car chassis at about the same exact scale. But it's the little details, the little curves that are included, the very tiny, minuscule, almost easily overlooked decisions that the LEGO designers have to make and put into these sets that make these sets what they really are. Those building techniques really shine through, especially in the build of the front and the rear of this vehicle, and there's even a little Easter egg included while you're building this set, and we'll talk about that Easter egg right now. That's right, there is in fact a hidden Easter egg within the build of this set. Thank you to this commenter who reminded me of this Easter egg, and I went looking for it and I remembered there is a Swedish flag hidden within the body of this car as you're building it, but then of course you cover it up, so there's no way to reveal it now. You can only vaguely see it when you're in the midst of building it, or if you go back and look at it in the instructions. I think that's a nice little touch, a nice little tribute to the country where this car originates from. I'll be honest, most of my supercar and hypercar knowledge comes from two sources. One, Top Gear, the original Top Gear UK with the original three dudes. I know they're no longer making the show, they're making the Amazon show now. It's a decent show, but it's obviously not the same. So a lot of that supercar knowledge is somewhat outdated. So Top Gear is one source, and the other source is from video games, surprisingly enough. I actually play a lot of the Forza Horizon games. I like them better than like the Forza Motorsports games. Those are a little too realistic for my taste. The Horizon games are more arcadey, more fun, and all of this is kind of being said with some reason, with some context. In the latest Forza Horizon game, I think it was Forza Horizon 4, the fastest car in that game by a long shot was the Koenigsegg Jesko, which is almost the car that we're talking about today. So this is starting to feel like a little bit less relevant of an anecdote. But in that game, the fastest car was the Koenigsegg Jesko, which I think is very similar to the Koenigsegg Jesko. At least they look similar enough. And so that is my small, somewhat irrelevant connection to the LEGO set about which we are talking today. I'm kind of taking a closer look at these cars lately, just like this. So I hope you enjoy this kind of a look at these new sets as much as I do. Kind of forgive me for the white car and the white background there. Hopefully there is enough contrast coming through on this new set that its lines and curves are still very evident. Speaking of those lines and curves, this is the Koenigsegg Jesko, and obviously it is a crazy looking, cool looking hypercar, and so it's going to have a lot of very intricate, very well defined curves and stuff. I assume LEGO designers did a decent job in depicting this car as it looks as an actual vehicle. It's kind of hard to see a lot of those details in the midsections of Speed Champions cars, at least in my opinions. Some of those end up getting shown with stickers like here and this little scoop there and the logo, or I guess the name of the car showing there. Some of that has to be shown with stickers, which I can give a pass to. In this case, it's not a race car, so it's not covered in stickers. It's not terrible. Obviously, we've got headlights and the vehicle decal obviously shown in stickers there up front. Otherwise, though, I think these cars really shine with the standout details of the cars themselves and the decisions that LEGO had to make in order to make those standout details stand out in their LEGO sets. Some of those are like the crazy looking front end of this car, and it is crazy looking if you look at the actual car. In this case, LEGO used like a little lime green cleaver to actually show that line running down the middle. Always cool when LEGO does weird stuff like that. The main standout feature of this car, at least in my opinion, would be this weird, tall, long, weirdly shaped spoiler. I'm looking for new synonyms to weird. Weird, odd, strange, different spoiler that is sticking out of the back of this car. It looks like an airplane wing in a lot of cases. That, I think, is the standout feature of this vehicle, and I think that LEGO did a nice job depicting it in this set. I love looking at the close-up front and rears of these Speed Champions cars because that's where a lot of the standout details really stand out, for lack of better words. In this case, LEGO used a little motor piece as the cool giant exhaust sticking out the back. I don't know, maybe the Jesko's motor is actually very far in the back of the car. Much like a Ferrari Speed Champion set that came out a little while ago, we get another little printed 1x1 tile, which is hard to even see on this camera. That says Jesko. It is not a sticker. I don't think LEGO fans would be very happy if they had to apply a sticker to the side of a 1x1 plate piece. But in any case, be sure to keep an eye out for that piece when you are building because you can very easily lose it. They do give you an extra piece of that little printed tile in this set. I like that we get the little blue and yellow piece here. I think that's supposed to represent the Swedish flag, which again is the country where this car originated from. If you so desired, you could fit 2 minifigures on the interior of this car. I think on the LEGO website, the interior of this car is literally called the cockpit. I am a little reluctant to call it that. This isn't a fighter jet. This is a supercar, a hypercar. I'm sure Koenigsegg would love for us to refer and compare their car to a fighter jet, but it is a car, so I'm just going to call it the interior of the car. There's a little bit of interior details, as with some of the other recent Speed Champion sets, a little bit of dash detail, but nothing crazy in there. Like I said, you can fit 2 minifigures in there if you so desired, but only one is included with this set. Otherwise, though, this set is all about the detailed work, and I will say it again, I love the amount of detail that LEGO designers are able to fit into these 8-stud wide vehicles. They're a great price, they're a great size for displaying. I have almost nothing negative to say about this set. As with most Speed Champion sets, we get a single minifigure included per vehicle in the set. So in this case, 1 vehicle, so we get 1 minifigure included. It is a single dude. I don't know if he's single. I don't know his relationship status. We get a single minifigure dude included here wearing a Koenigsegg racing suit. And I think the only requirement to drive a Koenigsegg vehicle is to have 1, a need for speed, and 2, you need to be able to pronounce the word Koenigsegg, which I assume this minifigure has the ability to do so. Also, it's going to be very embarrassing if I find out that I've been pronouncing Koenigsegg incorrectly this entire time, but I'm sure the comments will correct me in no time. And so my final impressions of this set, as irreverent as I may have sounded throughout the course of this video, I'm a really big fan of this Speed Champions set. I think this, like a lot of other recent Speed Champions releases, they are beautiful examples of what the Speed Champions line does the best. They make decently scaled down, decently priced versions of beautiful cars, and they do a really nice job of depicting those cars in LEGO form. I will never cease to be amazed by the amount of detail that LEGO designers are able to fit into such a small scale. And if you are a fan of this exact kind of car, I'm sure you could recognize it instantly. Though personally, I may confuse this car for the Agero, which we talked about earlier, but I am not a, what should we call it, a real car fan, as a lot of you out there may be. That's all from me. Let me know what you think about this new set in the comments down below. And as always, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to like, subscribe, and tell your friends. And if you are like me and you have a need for speed, LEGO speed builds, that is, then be sure to check out my other recent Speed Champions set reviews. I bought all of the new June 2021 sets, and I will be reviewing all of them on this channel. So be sure to stick around. Again, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.